Rahim. Welcome back to us. Um, Welcome to Adult Spiritual Education Program. We have already completed our classes, and the last class that I talked about was certainty, and we covered a lot of different topics in that. What is certainty? What are the different levels of certainty? And I did walk you through each one of them in detail. What are some of the means to strengthen certainty? Why is it important? And what are some of the factors that diminish? So we covered all those different topics. But today I wanted to talk about the implication of certainty, like why is it important and why do we need to cultivate this quality within us. Certainty is basically power of faith, a power within us that we discover. And certainty in the time of uncertainty is especially very important, because when we go through tests and trials in life, that's where we need our inner strength and resilience. So I have never realized how important certainty is in life until we went through the pandemic, COVID-19. I admit I have taken it for granted because no matter what, there are always some kind of changes in our life that we go through. There are up and downs, there are circumstances which are difficult, and events that sometimes we need to make sense of it. So there's always some degree of certainty in our life and some insecurities. But changes are positive or negative. Some negative changes produce feeling of anxiety, unease, discomfort, and uncertainty, which is lack of control. But we have never experienced uncertainty so deeply on a collective level as we are feeling it now during this pandemic. COVID-19 has disrupted life across the planet, and the effects are felt globally. It is a shared reality and experience of uncertainty there we are facing collectively as a global community, and we are no longer separated from each other, even though that we have orders to stay home and to stay safe, but we are very interconnected with each other, and our choices and freedom impact each other's life either positively or negatively. It can threaten other people's life, or it can even contribute to their well-being. This lack of control and threat to humanity has shifted our behavior from shifted our behavior, whether we are mindful of it or not. Some of us have taken the new initiatives and become more helpful to others. Some have become numb to this new reality. Some have become static, and some have become distant and shut down. And some people have even become rebellious and destructive in their behavior. So uncertainty disempower us and leave us as a silent, helpless witness until we see the reality unfold before our eyes. During these turbulent times, it demands us to witness, self-reflect, to silence ourselves and all the noises around us, and to be more aware of our choices, more aware of our decisions that we make in everyday life. So it produced a feeling of hopelessness, this whole situation, disappointment, disengagement emotionally, and fear. Human behaviors vary greatly in the time of uncertainty. Some are paralyzed by fear to an extent that they don't want to go out of their home. Some are paralyzed by fear because they realize that they have no longer control over their lives. And as a human being, we love to have control over our life, on our business, and our economy. And it is indeed fearful. To some extent, we do need that. But not to those who have certainty of soul and conviction in the time of uncertainty. Because when our external world is falling apart, we need to rely on our internal world and discover on our own inner strength and weaknesses. And we need to strengthen us inwardly and be able to survive, and not only survive, but sometimes thrive through these trying times. During the time of health, social, and economic crisis, many people turn to God, to higher power, to spirituality, and to overcome uncertainty in their life and immortality of life, to seek answer and find peace of mind and soul. We can either choose to live in fear or give up, or choose never to give up struggling in the time of uncertainty. When humanity is under attack, conviction of soul give us courage to face these challenges in life and prepare us to what lies ahead. The unavoidable reality is that nothing on the external place lasts forever. Therefore, we question what is lasting and what is purposeful, and why our existence is purposeful, what is the purpose of our life. One thing is clear, both certainty and uncertainty plays a very critical role in our life. We discover and recognize our own inner strength. We observe human behavior, how people are spending, how people are responding, how people are reacting to this new reality, and what's the purpose for us. Would we be living a very meaningful life, or would we be living a life mindlessly? So how are we supposed to respond to this new reality and uncertainty? How are we going to define ourselves as human beings? Will we be constructive, kind, helpful, compassionate, selfless, or selfish, destructive, intolerant, or impatient in the time of crisis? Now, this is the takeaway. It's not only that certainty is necessary in the time of greater crisis like pandemic or COVID-19, even though these are the most difficult times, but even in our life where we are going through some of the challenges emotionally, or personal challenges, or sometimes very personal problems that people cannot even discuss with other people, certainty definitely comes as a strength. Because if people are certain about themselves, about their belief in God, it can help them overcome some of the life challenges in a very positive way. And that's why it's important to observe, and it's important to attain that level of certainty. It's important to analyze what are the factors that diminish that. And in a spiritual sense, there's a list of things that we can do to improve it, and list of things we can do to be mindful of it. And we'll discuss